Hello, brothers, and welcome to Sigma Old Man channel. Nice guys finish last. We've all heard it. But what they don't tell you is that Sigma males never even entered the race. They don't play by the rules, they don't beg for approval, and they sure as hell don't compete for a good boy sticker. Here's a fact. Studies show that people pleasers are more likely to experience burnout, anxiety, and, you guessed it, being taken for granted. Meanwhile, Sigma males, they operate in a different league where respect is earned, energy is guarded, and kindness is a privilege, not a default setting. So if you're expecting to hear about a Sigma male holding doors, apologizing for things he didn't do, or nodding along to nonsense just to be polite, think again. They aren't here to be nice. They're here to be real. And if that makes some people uncomfortable, even better. Number one, they have no interest in fixing others. Sigma males don't waste their time trying to fix people. They've seen enough to know that most people don't actually want to be saved. They just want an audience for their struggles. So while a nice guy might stick around offering endless support and draining himself in the process, a Sigma male walks away the moment he realizes someone isn't willing to change on their own. He understands the brutal truth. You can't save someone who enjoys their misery. There's a certain type of person who thrives on chaos. They say they want help, but what they really want is someone to clean up their mess while they continue making the same mistakes. Sigma males don't play that game. They refuse to be a crutch for people who refuse to stand on their own. They know that no amount of advice, effort, or patience will make someone change if they aren't ready. So instead of wasting energy trying to rescue a self-destructive person, they disappear. No drama, no speeches, just silence, and that silence speaks volumes. Unlike nice guys who fall into the trap of thinking they can love, support, or reason someone into becoming better, Sigma males understand that growth is a solo journey. They respect personal responsibility above all else. If someone keeps making the same mistakes, keeps surrounding themselves with toxic people, keeps choosing comfort over change, that's their decision. And Sigma males don't interfere with other people's decisions, no matter how self-destructive they may be. This isn't about being heartless. Sigma males have deep compassion, but they refuse to let that compassion turn into self-sacrifice. They know their limits and they know the cost of getting involved with someone who refuses to help themselves. They've seen what happens when you try to save a sinking ship. You drown with it. And Sigma males, they don't drown for anyone. They let people take responsibility for their own lives. If that means watching someone self-destruct from a distance, so be it. It's not cold, it's not cruel, it's survival. At the end of the day, a Sigma male values his own peace over someone else's chaos. If someone refuses to grow, refuses to take accountability, refuses to change, then they're simply left behind. No second chances, no compromises, and definitely no rescue missions. Number two, they don't play the hero. Society loves a hero, the selfless guy who swoops in, fixes everyone's problems, and walks away with a gold star for being such a good person. That's the nice guy fantasy. And it's exactly why so many of them get used, drained, and tossed aside when they're no longer useful. Sigma males, they don't play that game. They don't waste their time saving people who refuse to save themselves. They aren't trying to be the knight in shining armor because they've realized something most men don't. Heroes get exploited, villains get feared, but the ghost gets respected. A Sigma male understands that constantly being someone's rescuer doesn't earn respect. It earns dependence. The moment you become the guy who always fixes things, people stop seeing you as strong. They see you as a tool, a convenient solution to their self-inflicted problems. And before you know it, you're stuck in an endless cycle of fixing, supporting, and sacrificing while getting nothing in return. Sigma males see through that trap and refuse to step into it. They don't exist to clean up other people's messes, and they definitely don't feel responsible for the bad choices someone else makes. If someone needs saving, they better learn how to swim, because a Sigma male isn't jumping in to rescue them. This isn't selfish, it's survival. Sigma males know that the moment they start putting everyone else first, their own life takes a back seat. Their goals, their energy, their peace, it all gets sacrificed in the name of being the good guy. And for what? A pat on the back? Some temporary appreciation until the next crisis appears? Sigma males would rather be misunderstood than be drained. So they don't explain, they don't justify, and they don't apologize for choosing themselves. People mistake this mindset for coldness, but in reality it's the smartest way to live. Sigma males aren't cruel, they're just selective. They don't waste time fixing people who refuse to grow, and they don't stick around just to be someone's emotional safety net. If someone keeps making bad choices, that's their lesson to learn, not the Sigma male's burden to carry. While nice guys are busy trying to earn love through sacrifice, Sigma males are focused on something far more important: building a life that doesn't require saving in the first place. Number 3, they don't follow the script. From the moment they're born, men are handed a script. Be polite, be agreeable, smile when you don't want to, apologize even when you're not wrong, make everyone comfortable, even at the expense of your own peace. It's a script designed to keep men predictable, manageable, and quite frankly, easy to control. Sigma males take one look at this script and set it on fire. They don't waste their time playing the role of the nice guy because they know exactly where that road leads. Exhaustion, resentment, and the slow realization that being nice only benefits those who take advantage of it. Sigma males aren't rude or disrespectful, but they refuse to perform politeness at their own expense. If they don't like something, they say it. If they don't respect someone, they show it. And if someone expects them to just go along with the program, well, good luck with that. Sigma males don't follow programs. They write their own rules. This makes them dangerous in the eyes of society. People are comfortable with men who are predictable, who can be guilt-tripped, who can be pressured into following the herd. But Sigma males, they don't care about fitting in, making people comfortable, or doing what's expected of them. They'd rather be labeled difficult than be anyone's doormat. They'll walk away from situations others would endure just to be polite. They'll say no without an apology. And if they get called not nice for that, good. This isn't about being rebellious for the sake of it. Sigma males aren't interested in standing out or proving a point. They simply refuse to live a life that isn't on their terms. They know that the minute they start conforming, they lose their power. And power for a Sigma isn't about control over others. It's about absolute control over themselves. So while society expects men to bend, tolerate, and compromise, Sigma males do something completely different. They stand firm, they refuse nonsense, and they live unapologetically. If that makes them not nice, they don't just accept it. They wear it like a badge of honor. Because at the end of the day, a Sigma male would rather be real and respected than be nice and walked over. Number 4, they never lead with kindness. They lead with strength. A Sigma male doesn't walk into a room trying to be the nice guy. He's not concerned with making people feel at ease, offering unnecessary compliments, or softening his presence so others feel less intimidated. That's what society expects men to do, dilute themselves to be more palatable. Sigma males don't subscribe to that nonsense. They don't lead with kindness because they know kindness, when given freely, is often mistaken for weakness. Instead, they lead with strength, clarity, and quiet dominance. The world teaches men to be overly agreeable, to hand out respect like it's free candy, and to make sure no one ever feels uncomfortable around them. Sigma males understand that true respect isn't given, it's earned. And they make people earn it. They don't fake warmth, they don't play nice for the sake of appearances, and they definitely don't tolerate nonsense under the guise of being understanding. If someone deserves kindness, they'll get it, but if someone expects it as a given, they'll be met with cold indifference. This isn't about being cruel or dismissive, it's about having standards. A Sigma male's kindness isn't a weakness, it's a privilege. It's something that has to be deserved, not assumed. People quickly learn that if a Sigma is kind to them, it's because he genuinely respects them, not because he's trying to please, impress, or be liked. That's why his kindness carries weight. It's rare, it's intentional, and it's real. Softness for the sake of making others comfortable has never been in a Sigma's nature. He doesn't lower his voice, change his posture, or pretend to be less than what he is just to put others at ease. He doesn't tolerate nonsense, and he doesn't let emotions dictate his decisions. If that makes him seem cold, so be it. Strength is his default setting, not warmth. And that's exactly why people respect him. At the end of the day, Sigma males don't seek approval, and they don't hand out unearned kindness. Their respect is valuable, their time is priceless, and their presence alone demands attention. If they decide you're worth their kindness, consider yourself lucky. If not, you'll be met with silence. and that silence speaks louder than words. Number 5, they don't offer help as a hidden transaction. A Sigma male doesn't do favors with a hidden invoice attached. He doesn't go around offering help just to collect on it later, and he definitely doesn't play the nice guy game of fake generosity in exchange for validation. If he helps, it's because he genuinely wants to, not because he's expecting admiration, favors, or attention in return. The second he senses that someone is entitled, manipulative, or playing dumb to get something from him, he's out. No explanations, no arguments, just pure, undetectable ghost mode. Nice guys often help people because they're secretly hoping for something, a thank you, some admiration, or in many cases, romantic attention. They act selfless, but there's always an expectation lurking beneath the surface. Sigma males see right through this, and it's exactly why they operate differently. They don't give just to get. They help because they feel like it, because it aligns with their values, or because they respect the person they're helping. But the moment they sense entitlement or manipulation, the generosity stops instantly. Nothing makes a Sigma male lose interest in a person faster than someone acting like they're owed something. Some people think that just because they're close to someone, that person is obligated to help them. Sigma males don't play by those rules. They don't care about social contracts, unwritten expectations, or guilt tactics. They help who they want, when they want, and if someone starts demanding more, they vanish. This is what makes Sigma males impossible to use. You can't guilt-trip them into doing things for you. You can't make them feel bad for putting themselves first. And you definitely can't expect them to keep giving when they're not receiving respect in return. They have no problem cutting people off mid-sentence, mid-problem, or mid-favor if they sense that they're being taken for granted. At the end of the day, a Sigma male's help isn't a given, it's a choice. And once that choice is gone, so is he. If he helps you, appreciate it. If you assume he's going to keep doing it, you'll be looking for him only to realize he disappeared the second you became entitled. Number 6, they're selective with their energy. A Sigma male treats his energy like a rare currency. Not everyone gets access to it, and he sure as hell isn't handing it out to just anyone. Unlike nice guys who feel socially obligated to entertain pointless conversations, tolerate draining people, or be polite for the sake of appearances, a Sigma male has zero patience for anything that doesn't serve him. If he's engaging with you, it's not out of politeness, guilt, or social pressure. It's because you bring something real to the table. If not, he's already mentally checked out. He's the guy who won't fake a smile just to keep the peace. If the conversation is forced, uninteresting, or draining, he'll remove himself without hesitation. He doesn't care if it seems rude. His peace matters more than someone else's fleeting comfort. And if someone expects him to be endlessly available, play emotional support, or tolerate nonsense just to be nice, they're in for a rude awakening. Sigma males don't do small talk, they don't do forced interactions, and they definitely don't waste time on people who take more than they give. This is why they're often misunderstood. People think they're cold, antisocial, or arrogant, but the truth is they simply refuse to expend energy where it isn't valued. They aren't interested in shallow connections, fake friendships, or being someone's emotional dumping ground. They engage only when something stimulates their mind, respects their boundaries, or aligns with their values. Anything less, they disappear. This selectiveness makes them rare and, ironically, more desirable. People want access to them because it's not easily given. When a Sigma male actually invests his time and energy into someone, it means something. It's not just politeness, it's genuine interest. That's why their presence carries weight and their silence is deafening. At the end of the day, a Sigma male's energy is reserved for things that matter. If you have it, it's a privilege. If you lose it, you'll realize just how quickly he can disappear from your life. Number 7, they don't tolerate passive-aggressive behavior. A Sigma male has zero tolerance for passive-aggressive nonsense. He doesn't play games, he doesn't decode hidden messages, and he definitely doesn't stick around for people who expect him to read between the lines like it's some kind of emotional scavenger hunt. Unlike nice guys who awkwardly smile through subtle jabs and tolerate manipulative behavior to keep the peace, a Sigma male shuts it down immediately or just disappears altogether. People who rely on passive aggressiveness thrive on indirect control. They throw out veiled insults, backhanded compliments, or strategic silence, hoping to get a reaction. A nice guy will sit there, pretend he didn't notice, and try to smooth things over. A Sigma male, he notices everything and he's not about to play along. He'll either call it out on the spot or, if it's not worth his time, he'll simply remove himself from the situation. Either way, the person pulling the strings quickly learns that their usual tricks don't work on him. This is what makes a Sigma male so frustrating for manipulators. They can't guilt trip him. They can't bait him into emotional battles, and they definitely can't make him dance around their insecurities. If someone has a problem with him, they'd better say it directly, because he's not about to waste his time trying to guess what's wrong. And if they choose to be indirect instead, that's their problem, not his. People often mistake this for coldness, but in reality, it's emotional intelligence at its highest level. A Sigma male values clarity, respect, and straightforwardness. He doesn't have the patience for people who use indirect tactics to test his loyalty or manipulate his emotions. The moment he senses that kind of energy, he's done. No arguments, no drawn-out explanations, just silence. And that silence is where people start panicking. At the end of the day, a Sigma male refuses to waste energy on anything that isn't direct, honest, and intentional. He's not afraid of confrontation, but he's also not going to stick around trying to fix someone's fragile ego. If they can't speak up like an adult, they don't deserve access to him. And once he's gone, they'll realize just how much power they never actually had over him. Number 8. They don't use flattery to get ahead. A Sigma male doesn't hand out compliments like free samples at a grocery store. He's not the guy showering people with flattery just to be liked, impress someone, or climb a social ladder. Unlike the nice guys who butter people up hoping for validation or favors, a Sigma male says what he means and means what he says. If he gives you a compliment, you can be sure it's genuine. And if he doesn't say anything at all, that silence says more than words ever could. People are used to fake flattery. They expect compliments that are just social currency, nice words thrown around to earn favor, avoid conflict, or make people feel good. A Sigma male doesn't play that game. He knows that words lose their value when they're handed out too easily. That's why when he does compliment someone, it actually matters. It's not just a reflex, it's a statement of truth. And because he doesn't feel the need to over-explain, exaggerate, or sugarcoat, his words hit harder than 1,000 empty praises from someone else. This is also why some people find him intimidating. In a world where social approval is everything, silence can be unsettling. People who thrive on constant validation feel uneasy around a Sigma male because he doesn't give them what they're used to, mindless praise or fake enthusiasm. If someone is looking for their ego to be fed, they'll starve around him. He won't fake admiration, he won't pretend to be impressed, and he definitely won't offer compliments just to keep a conversation flowing. If he doesn't respect someone, his silence will make that crystal clear. This doesn't mean he's incapable of kindness, far from it. It just means his approval is earned, not given away like cheap applause. The people who do receive his praise know that it's real, and that's exactly why it means so much more. Sigma males understand that authenticity is rare, and they refuse to dilute their words just to make others feel good. At the end of the day, a Sigma male's silence is as intentional as his words. If he thinks highly of you, you'll know. If he doesn't, he won't waste his breath pretending otherwise. And that level of raw honesty, it separates him from every nice guy trying to win favor with empty words. Number 9, they don't do the fake humility act. A Sigma male has no interest in playing the fake humility game. He's not the guy who downplays his skills, shrinks himself for others, or pretends to be just lucky when he succeeds. Unlike the nice guys who act humble to fish for compliments or make themselves seem more relatable, a Sigma male owns his worth without apology. If that makes people uncomfortable, that's their problem, not his. Society loves fake humility. People are expected to act like they're shocked by their own success, as if they stumbled into greatness by accident. But a Sigma male sees right through this nonsense. He knows that pretending to be less than he is doesn't make him more likable, it just makes him dishonest. So he doesn't do the self-deprecating act. If he's skilled at something, he'll acknowledge it. If he's accomplished, he won't pretend it was pure luck. And if someone tries to humble him just to feel better about themselves, he won't entertain that nonsense for a second. This is why some people mistake him for arrogant. They assume that confidence without self-deprecation is the same as being egotistical. But there's a big difference. A Sigma male doesn't brag, but he also doesn't lie about his abilities. He doesn't feel the need to prove himself to anyone, and he sure as hell doesn't need validation. If someone can't handle his confidence, that's their insecurity speaking, not his problem to fix. This is also what separates him from attention seekers. Fake humility is just another way to get people to say, "No, you're amazing." But a Sigma male doesn't need that. He doesn't downplay his worth, but he also doesn't parade it around for admiration. He simply states things as they are and lets his actions speak louder than any self-promoting speech ever could. At the end of the day, a Sigma male refuses to shrink himself to make others feel comfortable. If people want to call that arrogance, so be it. He'd rather be honestly confident than dishonestly humble. Number 10, they prefer being respected over being liked. A Sigma male doesn't care about being everyone's best friend or winning popularity contests. In fact, he'd rather be misunderstood or disliked than compromise his integrity or let someone walk all over him. Unlike a nice guy who will twist himself into a pretzel, suppress his true self, or even sacrifice his dignity just to be liked, a Sigma male values respect over approval every single time. Respect is a non-negotiable for him. He knows that in any interaction, whether it's personal or professional, he's not looking for validation or pats on the back. He's looking for people to recognize his value. If they don't, that's fine. He'll move on without a second thought. He doesn't need people to like him. He just needs them to treat him with the respect he knows he deserves. And if they can't, he's not sticking around begging for it. This is what sets him apart. He's immune to the social pressure of fitting in or bending to others' expectations. He won't participate in the toxic games of appeasing others just to be a part of the in crowd. He knows his worth, and it's not up for debate. Popularity means nothing to him. His reputation is built on the solid foundation of who he is, not how many people like him. People often mistake this for arrogance or coldness, but in reality it's confidence, the confidence to stand alone and be comfortable with it. He doesn't need a group to validate his existence. The only thing that matters is his own sense of self and his ability to command respect through his actions, not by winning people over with charm. So while the nice guy is busy playing nice to get approval, the Sigma male is quietly living life on his own terms. If you respect him, he'll meet you halfway. If not, he'll let your opinion bounce off him like water off a duck's back. Popularity doesn't sway him, and neither does the need to please others. His core belief is simple: respect comes first. Anything else, it's irrelevant. Number 11, they don't compete for attention. A Sigma male doesn't feel the need to compete for attention, and that's exactly what makes him so magnetic. Unlike nice guys who constantly seek validation and try to position themselves front and center to be noticed. A Sigma male simply doesn't care about being the center of attention. He's not out here throwing compliments, cracking jokes, or doing anything outrageous just to stay in the spotlight. Instead, he quietly slips into the background, letting others do the peacocking while he remains poised and collected in the shadows. And somehow, he becomes the most intriguing person in the room without even trying. It's not that he's shy or lacks confidence, quite the opposite. A Sigma male has a quiet strength that speaks volumes without uttering a word. He doesn't need to jump through hoops to prove his worth. He knows that authenticity and confidence don't require shouting for attention. Instead of fighting for space in a noisy room, he lets his presence be felt in the subtlety of his actions and the depth of his observations. People are drawn to him, not because he's trying to be seen, but because there's something about him that quietly demands respect. In a world where everyone is screaming for validation, trying to outshine one another, the Sigma male's unassuming nature is what sets him apart. He doesn't feed into the game of seeking recognition. He becomes intriguing precisely because he doesn't try to be. While others are busy making sure everyone sees how nice, funny, or impressive they are, he's out here doing his own thing, unbothered by the noise. And in the process, people start to notice him anyway. His cool detachment, his confidence, his ability to be comfortable in his own skin without the need for external affirmation. This lack of competition for attention isn't about being passive. It's about knowing that you don't have to fight for what's already yours. The Sigma male attracts attention by being authentically himself, not by being someone else's idea of who they should be. While others are chasing recognition, he lets it come to him naturally. It's this effortless magnetism that leaves people wondering, who is that guy? And when they ask, they're often already in the Sigma male's orbit. At the end of the day, a Sigma male isn't here to impress, conform, or play by the rules set by society. He doesn't beg for approval, doesn't trade authenticity for popularity, and certainly doesn't wear the mask of a nice guy just to be liked. While others exhaust themselves trying to please, he moves through life with quiet confidence, choosing respect over validation, truth over flattery, and strength over scripted politeness. What makes him stand out is exactly what makes him misunderstood. People who thrive on shallow approval won't get him, and that's fine. He's not here to be understood by everyone. His presence alone challenges the status quo. He doesn't compete, he doesn't chase, and yet he commands attention without trying. His kindness is never an obligation, his respect is earned, and his time is reserved only for those who truly matter. In a world full of noise, a Sigma male's silence is louder than words. In a room full of people craving attention, his detachment makes him the most intriguing of all. And while the nice guys bend over backward to be noticed, the Sigma male simply exists, unapologetic, untamed, and entirely in control. If you found yourself nodding along, questioning everything, or just realizing why Sigma males are built differently, then don't stop here. Hit that subscribe button and join a community that thrives on depth, independence, and raw truth. Like this video if you respect the Sigma mindset, drop a comment with your thoughts, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Because let's be real, the world needs fewer nice guys and more men who move with purpose, not desperation. See you in the next one.